Aria kia angitu te ako reo. Today we're going to be looking at 2 of the 10 principles from Rod Ellis, which help us to be really effective teachers of te reo Māori. So in today's session we're going to be looking at Principle 1 and Principle 2, and there's a reading at the top right hand corner of this panahiko, which you can jump in and read. Let's get into it. Mata pono tahi. Instruction needs to ensure that learners develop both a rich repertoire of formulaic expressions and a rule-based competence. Okay, so to be able to communicate in te reo, formulaic expressions and learning rules is really important. So as kaiako, we need to be providing a variety of useful chunks of language as well as teaching grammar to our akonga. Teaching whole reo chunks to use helps our akonga develop fluency or the ability to use te reo. We need to teach useful chunks of language that can be used regularly and immediately. Chunks will sometimes be closed and sometimes be open. So a closed chunk, for example, is like a kiwaka or a whakatauki, a karakia or sentences from a waiata, the whole complete phrases or strings of phrases. So for example, closed chunks are the different answers to kai te pēhea, like ka nui te ora, kai raro e putu ana, all of those types of those answers. Akonga can learn the chunks first and later learn how to manipulate the sentences to express their own ideas, gain more of an understanding of the grammar. Open chunks are mostly formed sentences with a couple of words that the learner can change. For example, the tohu tohu like homai te, tikina te, haria te, tirohia te, and you fill the gap. Or it could be a sentence where the pronoun changes. I patiro koe, kao, I patiro ia. Kao, I patiro a matua hohepa. Formulaic chunks are very helpful to the beginner akonga. Chunks can be strung together to communicate ideas. With formulaic phrases, the focus is on being able to use the language, which is fluency. Accuracy, or getting the grammar right, is left to work on at another occasion. These can and should be focused on separately when learning te reo. So what about rule-based competence? What's this about? It's about helping us get te reo right. Rule-based competence focuses on accuracy and is the ability of the akonga to explain language patterns when appropriate. So why is this important? If akonga know how a sentence is constructed, they can also learn to manipulate their reo to express their own ideas. They will also have a greater awareness of when they make errors, and therefore are more able to work on improving their reo. It also enables akonga to use reo creatively, for example, in telling stories, for purposes of humour, or developing their own metaphor or mihi, for example. And when you get this panahiko, there's some examples in here of how you can teach formulaic expressions and rule-based competence. Okay, mata pono tuarua. Instruction needs to ensure that learners focus predominantly on meaning. Okay, learning te reo is more effective when it occurs for authentic purposes and meaningful contexts. Ellis here means that te reo will never be learned when you focus on grammar alone. Research has shown that acquisition only takes place when akonga have a chance to play and use te reo for authentic, real purposes. It has also shown that activities focused on creating meaning is intrinsically motivating for akonga. When akonga focus on meaning, they develop both the skills needed for fluent communication and the punakupu and knowledge of wete reo needed to use te reo effectively. So what can it look like in akomanga? We should be trying to create learning activities based around tasks that focus on authentic situations. So task-based learning is really effective for this. So this is where they collaboratively solve a dilemma or create something together. We could do activities where there's some sort of information gap where akonga have to share information, so like spot the difference. Or a task which requires learners to use te reo in context, not just manipulate what they know, like doing breo drills. It could also be things like role plays or jigsaw activities with clearly defined outcomes. So that's mātāpono 1 and 2. So in summary, what the tohu e toru, whakakona ngā kianga, arohea hoki ngā wete reo, akona whakamahia te reo i ngā horopaki tūturu, horopaki whaitake.